Hello friends, welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi, and in this video we are going to be looking at my dream 11, my Arsenal dream 11 2021-2022, that is next season. And it's a low budget, by the way. It's a low budget. It's not the crazy high budget, team that many people think I'm going to do. No, I'm not going to do a high budget. I'm just going to do a low budget, and I think it's one that I'm going to incorporate only 3 new signings. How about that? Welcome back to the channel. Smash the like button. Let's get these likes to 100. If we get 100 likes on this video, I'll do a video about my Arsenal 11, the high budget. Of course, that is where I'll include around 5 or 6 upgrades in the squad. But now I've actually gone with very controversial decisions like dropping Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and I'll give you my reasons as to why I dropped Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in the squad. I also dropped our right backs. I also dropped one of our central midfielders there. I retained Pepe. I retained Bukayo Saka as well. So it's going to be interesting to see who I actually went with, and I'm going to give reasons as to why I went with these players, because the fact is there's so many players I should have gone with. There's so many players I should have actually replaced, but like I said, it's a low budget. I don't want to go with a very expensive squad that we cannot manage. I'm looking at Arsenal in a prism where Stan Kroenke looks at us in the same business model we are using, in the same, everything is the same, by the way. Everything is the same. Mikel Arteta said this is going to be an interesting summer, so I suppose we are going to let go of around 4 players and bring in 3. So that is what I have actually gone with. So I've retained Leno in goal. I would have gone with Oblak. I thought if I was going to do my dream 11, because I really love Oblak, he's my best goalkeeper in the world right now, in the world surface. So I would have gone with Jan Oblak if I wanted to do a high budget. But of course, Atletico Madrid are not going to let him go for pennies. I even don't think they can let him go, but of course with money I think they can, but it's going to be around what, 70, 80 or 90 million. I would have gone with Gigi Donnarumma. His contract is running down in the summer, but then I thought it would be a little bit disrespectful for Ban Leno. I even don't know whether AC Milan are open to letting him go, but okay, I've retained Leno, and my only problem with Ban Leno, and I've said this time and time out, is his ball distribution. Apart from that, he would make a very, very nice goalkeeper, a very wonderful goalkeeper. But his problem is ball distribution. And I'm just going to talk about that right here in a second. Nice one. So, let me just get a pen and an arrow. Simple as this. So, my problem with Leno is ball distribution. I don't know how he sucks so much at ball distribution, yet he's a German goalkeeper, and this is one of the strongest attributes of German goalkeepers. They have that awareness, they have that comfort in playing the ball. I think German and Spanish goalkeepers would have that, but he's so often distributing the ball, and for me I think it would be something that he would be actually doing. So in next season, if he's going to be my goalkeeper, like I've said, he needs to work on his ball distribution. He's so poor, very, very poor, because Mikel Arteta likes playing from the back, and you expect these kinds of passes from Ban Leno. Not only those, but even passes that actually stretch up to players in the midfield, players that would actually stretch up to Thomas Partey. Of course, he would actually need to get those long range passes to the number 10, who would be Odegaard in this case. So I think he really needs to work on his ball distribution as a goalkeeper. Apart from that, I don't think there are any other problems I have with Ban Leno. He's a very good shot stopper. He's a tall goalkeeper. He's big enough in goal. He can command enough respect in that area. My only problem with Ban Leno is ball distribution, and that's it. That's it. We've gone with Ban Leno. If you agree, smash a like on this video. If you do not agree, go in the comment section and tell me which goalkeeper would you go for in our dream 11. The next player we're going to go for in this dream 11 is Tariq Lampty. Now, this is, like I said, it's low budget, but we're going to do some, some improvements somewhere. I'm going to go with Tariq Lampty. At right back. I don't know why I actually put him there. He should be at right back. There we go. So I've gone with Tariq Lampty at right back. There's so many right back options linked with Arsenal. And tomorrow in the morning, I'll be talking about the right back at Real Betis. That we've been linked with, of course, with the CDM and other transfer news, just like we opened the day. And then I'll leave and come back in the evening because I have, quite a busy day tomorrow. But the reason I've gone with Tariq Lampty, and I don't know whether we will agree or we are going to disagree on this. First and foremost, I think he is better than any of the other right backs at Arsenal. I think he's also better than any of the other right backs linked with Arsenal, especially in terms of Premier League football and also in terms of age, resale value, and all those kind of things. I like Achraf Hakimi, but it's going to be very expensive, more expensive than Tariq Lampty. I like Max Aarons, but the fact that we are going to be rivaling Bayern for his signature, for me, it does, it only says you gotta spend a lot. And remember, we are looking at not spending a lot. So I've gone with Tariq Lampty, and this is the reason as to why I really love Tariq Lampty very much. First and foremost, the runs, his runs are so perfect. First and foremost, that is one of the things you love about him. The other thing I love about Tariq Lampty is, he's this kind of overlapping right back that's going to let, Bukayo Saka cut inside, and then Bukayo Saka is going to be able to play these kinds of passes to Tariq Lampty when he comes in these advanced positions. That is one of the things I like about Tariq Lampty. He's more of a traditional winger, should I say, traditional winger, because the traditional right back, the traditional left back, used not to come forward so much for the fact that the traditional wingers, the 7 and the 11s, are loved coming onto the line and then crossing the ball themselves. Now, what's going to happen with Tariq Lampty is he has that ability, he has that awareness, that will let Bukayo Saka cut inside. Of course, that means Saka could take some shots, directly onto goal, or he's going to lay off these passes for Tariq Lampty, and then Lampty can actually lay. I don't know how those are those called crossfield passes, trying to look out for the striker, in this case, who would be Gabriel Martinelli, and he would be actually able to meet them there. So I'll actually take him back. But the other thing I also like about Tariq Lampty, and if you have watched his game at Brighton, you have noticed, is his ability to move backwards very, very fast. Yeah, he's very good going forward, and you know that. But his defensive, his defensive attributes, he is like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, I don't mean he is as good as Bissaka, because Bissaka sucks going forward, but his ability to come back and track the opponents is also very, very good. His awareness when it comes to what is around him and how fast he needs to actually track back, I think that is also working very, very good for him as a player. So I've gone with Tariq Lampty. I've gone with Tariq Lampty in at the right back. Tell me if you agree. If you do not agree, also tell me why you do not agree with Tariq Lampty at the right back. Now, at the left back, I've retained my man, Kian Tierney. And of course, the reasons are the same. I don't need to explain so much why I've gone with Kian Tierney. The reasons are the same as to why I've gone with Tariq Lampty. Tierney, I think Tierney is one of the best right backs, left backs in football right now. He's so promising, very, very promising. I just pray he doesn't get a setback in the next 2 seasons. If he plays like that consecutively, trust me, you're going to have Real Madrid, you're going to have Barcelona's, you're going to have, Bayern's knocking onto your door for his signature, which I do not actually want to see. The centre back partnership, this one has been easy for me because we've been crying for this ever since the summer. Can we see Gabriel Magalhaes and can we see Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba actually playing together? And I'm actually going to explain why these two would play together rather than why they would not play together. That's going to be my my angle, my angle of this video. So let's try to take a look at this centre back partnership here, Gabriel and Saliba and Kane Tierney. Now the reason as why I like Gabriel is very, very, very easy, and everybody knows that. Gabriel has the ability to make these passes, and he is just like another David Louis. Creativity from the back, but I think his ball playing abilities are also more advanced than those of William Saliba. We have seen him in a new league, in a new season, in a new team, and he's actually very comfortable on the ball. So I think we could have we could have a player who actually supplies the ball from the back, looking out for the likes of Pepe, making these short passes to the midfielders, and then they're making the long passes as well, to look out for the runs of Tariq Lampty and Kane Tierney as well, and that's one of the reasons actually why I would actually want him to be there. Those long passes, I think he plays so well. He just needs a lot of mentorship. He's under now the guidance of David Louis, who could also be at Arsenal next season. But if I'm going to build this Arsenal defense, I'm gonna build it around Gabriel Magalhaes. Now the reason I'm playing with William Saliba is not because we've not seen Saliba or so much, but I think William Saliba, where he's gone on loan, he's done wonders. He's actually done wonders, and that's the reason as to why I am actually going with William Saliba. I think first and foremost, he's right-footed, and I think he's the better defender of him and Rob Holding. So I've gone with William Saliba. It's quite crazy, isn't it? I mean, so many people are gonna tell me, Kosi, this is crazy. How can you even think about that? But I've gone with William Saliba as well as Gabriel Magalhaes, Kane Tierney, and Tariq Lampty in my defense. Now, a midfield of three is what I've chosen, and you're going to like it. Trust me, you're going to like my midfield. I know you've probably seen it already on the tactical board, so I'm just going to fill it in here so we don't waste a lot of time. Here we go. A midfield of three players where I have Thomas Partey as the main midfield there. I've gone with Sabitzer. Then I just spray. Okay, Masho Sabitzer, exactly. RB Leipzig, yeah, you guessed it right. You guessed it right. Sabitzer, and I've gone with the number 10, who is Odegaard. In this case, I think that would be my dream midfield setup. That is it. That is my dream midfield setup. That is the kind of midfield I would want to see Arsenal go for next season. The quality, in terms of quality, I think we are good to go. And I'm going to give reasons as to why I've chosen every player in this midfield. So this is the ball. I rarely use the ball on the technical board, but I'm going to use it. This is the ball. Yeah. One of the attributes all these players have in this midfield is the ability to retain the ball with and without pressure. Sabitzer does it very well. Odegaard does it very well. And Thomas Partey is also very comfortable on the ball in all situations. The other thing I like about Thomas Partey is, first and foremost, he opens up play very, very, very well for anyone, whether it's Saka or Gabi Martinelli or it's going to be Pepe on the other side, and he allows the right back who in this case would be Tariq Lampty, and he also allows the left back, who in this case would be Kian Tierney, to use much of this space. Like he easily opens up play for the right back and the left back. So we would see much of these runs from Tariq Lampty and Kian Tierney as imparted by Thomas Partey. And of course, his ball distribution is also very excellent, passing within the midfield to Martin Odegaard, passing to Sabata, and then passing out to look out for the striker, then passing on the wings to look out for his for his wingers, and then of course the awareness to go back to Saliba and Gabriel and Leno, and then receive the ball in the opposite direction from the same players. I think that's what you get from Thomas Partey. Right-footed, but very, very, very intelligent. So that is why I would go with Thomas Partey, and that's why I think we bought Thomas Partey. Now, Sabitzer on the other side is not very different from Thomas Partey. The only thing Sabitzer has better than Partey, because again, if you looked at how RB Leipzig dumped out Manchester United from the Champions League in that game, it was more of Sabitzer creating chances from far deep. Now, what I like about Sabitzer, he can play as a number 7, or he can play as a right winger. Okay, it's called right midfield winger and left midfield winger. Okay, I got it right, didn't I? So he can play as a right midfield winger and a left midfield winger. And what that gives you is when he goes away to the right and to the left, or down through the middle as a 10, it means you can have two players, that is him and Odegaard, in advanced positions, and then you have Thomas Partey now, manning this area. Let me just get this. So you have Thomas Partey manning this area, and you have all this area under the watch of two players, that is Odegaard and Marcus Sabitzer. And I think one of the problems Arsenal has is, we don't have enough areas, enough players, enough dangerous players in dangerous areas on the pitch. So that's why I've dropped Emily Smith-Rowe and Granit Xhaka and gone with Marcus Sabitzer. I hope I've not disappointed anyone with my decision there. So let's get back Sabitzer back in position. And let's get Odegaard in position. Now, I don't need to talk much about Odegaard, because I've talked about Odegaard almost in all match reactions in many videos, and I say the reason as to why I would like to go with Martin Odegaard is as simple as Odegaard is creative. If you look at these three players, Partey, Sabitzer, and Odegaard, all of them are very creative players. By the way, I think Partey is a very good, very great creative player, but Odegaard has that creativity, that spark he adds to the side as a number 10. So what Odegaard basically is going to do is control the game for us. Still, I'm going to choose this. So it's going to control the game for us in this area, actually, until there. So this is Odegaard now. This is the Odegaard era. That's the Odegaard space. That is where Odegaard is going to operate time in, time out. Of course, one of the things you want to love, or you will love, about Martin Odegaard this season and next season if he stays, is his ability to look out for that pass that connects the striker to the goalkeeper of the opponent, but he also allows the wingers to play free-flowing football. We've seen him involve Callum Chambers in the last game against West Ham twice, and both crosses actually resulted into goals. We also saw him invite on Pepe in that same game, and Pepe did make an assist in that game. So what Martin Odegaard gives us is the creativity. I don't want to talk about I don't want to talk about him so much, because I will spoil the party, won't I? So the last three in this one, and let us go back to our formation and look at the last three players. And these are surprising because there's no Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and so many people are going to ask me, because why don't you have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in your starting lineup? And what am I going to say? I even don't know. But what I know is I do not have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on my starting 11. So the three on the left, I've gone with Pepe. I'll explain that. Don't worry. I'll explain that why I've gone with Nicola Pepe there. So I've gone with Nicola Pepe. On the right, I've gone with Bukayo Saka. A little bit more of consistency, not so. I think you love that. You love the consistency about it. And I've introduced a player who I think deserves more playing time, Arsenal, as a striker. They have told us that he's working so hard to become that striker that Arsenal need, and that is Gabriel Martinelli. It's not crazy, is it? It's not very crazy. Yeah? So someone tell me, Kosi, your decision is not very crazy. And, okay, let's try to go down on the tactical board and try to give you my reasons as to why I think these are the players that should actually be the 11 that starts next season. So, like I said, Odegaard, Partey, and Sabitzer will be the midfield three. Of course, I know we all know Mikata wants to play that 4-3-3, but he has not had this, his players. In this case, Sabitzer can give you the Ike Gundogan, kind of thing. Martin Odegaard will be the Kevin De Bruyne, and Thomas Partey will give us the defensive shield of Fernandinho. Now, we've gone with 3 quality attackers. 2 of them have been so improved this season. One of them has not got so much of game time, but I still believe in him as a goal getter. The reason I've dropped Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is after next season, Arsenal will not be able to get the services of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in the same quality because of his age. So he's going to be a little bit slower, he's going to be a little bit weaker, and we need to groom someone in that position. We need to let go of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He will be coming in, he can get around 60 minutes, 40 minutes, but our lead striker should be Gabi Martinelli next season. Let us give him a chance, guys, with either Balogun, because I think Lacazette is going to leave, so with either Balogun. Instead of spending money on a striker, for now, why don't we spend money more on the midfield position? So, let us look at this. Saka is the first player. We have gone with Bukayo Saka. First and foremost, very, very poor finishing, and he needs to work on this. I said I would talk about the disadvantages and the advantages of all players. My problem with Bukayo Saka is his finishing. He's so awful. He needs to get he needs to start finishing off chances better. But one of the things I really like about Saka is his ability to play on the right wing, and also ability to play on the left wing. So that means you can easily change tactics in game when you have a player like Bukayo Saka, and he plays alongside a player who can also play on both wings. That is Nicola Pepe, who actually has very good finishing, but he needs to work on his game a little bit more. So what Saka gives you in this case is, first and foremost, like I said, Tariq Lampty is going to be making these moves, but he can't make these moves if he doesn't have someone to recognize those moves. So you have those passes from Bukayo Saka, and we know he has, he has that ability to make those passes. He has the ability to play with Gabriel Martinelli as a striker. He will have the ability to play with Martin Odegaard as a strike as a number 10. He also has the ability to shoot on goal as a player, and like I said, he needs to work on his shooting accuracy. He needs to work on his finishing. He's not a bad player, at all. Then Pepe on the other side, of course, my problem with Pepe is he doesn't he doesn't give that freedom, that ability to Kian Tierney to explore himself as a winger, because when Pepe gets the ball, what he does is he's going to come here and cross that ball for himself, or he's going to reach here and then cut inside as an inverted winger. Okay, what that would give us is when Pepe comes inside as a player, then you could have Kian run to the line, and then he would receive the clever passes from Sabitzer and Odegaard and Partey. But Pepe is more of a player who likes to hold the ball. He's more of a player who wants to have that ball, for himself much of the time. So I think he also needs to work on that. He needs to, be aware of his of his partner in crime in this case would be Kian Tierney. Then the reason I've gone with Gabby Martinelli is, first and foremost, his finishing is not offer. So you have him, always in this area shooting. Another thing, the quality Gabby Martinelli gives you is that aggressiveness as a player. I think you need an aggressive striker. Aubameyang is so boring these days. He's not that aggressive. Alexander Lacazette, he's been aggressive. I have to agree, but I really do not think he's that. He's there. I just don't think he's there. We just need to let him go. So that is my dream 11. How Arsenal should be starting next season. Tariq Lampty, Saliba, Gabriel, Kian Tierney, with Leno in goal, Sabitzer, Odegaard and Partey in the midfield, Gabby Martinelli, Pepe and Bukayo Saka there. I've recorded it for 25 minutes. It's incredible, isn't it? And that's what I think Arsenal should be lining up with next season. Like, remember, 100 likes, we hit them. I'll do a video about the high budget Arsenal, and there we will have players like Grealish, and I'll show you the difference between having a cheap quality side and having a quality side but that's rather expensive. There are so many advantages. There's so many advantages to having a side like that. I sign up for now. Smash the like button, people, if you like the video. If you want more of such content, subscribe and comment with one word. Give us more. I'll give you more. I'm out of this place for now.